to ECCO, the Contents and Discontents of Electronic Media for Early Modern Studies. I want to say something about the genesis of this panel. It sort of coincided with my experience as an editor of Literature Compass and being on this divisional committee. And a lot of kind of electronic ideas were being generated at once. And we thought this would be a great chance to air some of the issues surrounding the uses and, we won't say abuses, of electronic media. Originally, we had a lovely fantasy that it would be a civilized session at about 5 o'clock with a little wine, courtesy of Literature Compass. We did think 8:30 was maybe a bit early for the wine, and I don't see the lattes and donuts. But anyway, we'll plow on. And I thought I'd try to put together a panel with a sort of representative sampling of users whom I'll introduce, and they'll all talk for 7 to 8 minutes or so, which will leave us time for plenty of public discussion. You'll also notice the equipment around. Part of this electronic idea is to record our session and make it available online through Literature Compass. And perhaps Peter Brown will explain more about that as well. Let me introduce the speakers in the order in which they'll speak, which may be a surprise to them. We have Peter Brown, Professor of Medieval Literature at the University of Kent at Canterbury, author of Chaucer and the Making of Optical Space, 2007, Chaucer at Work, The Making of Canterbury Tales, 2004, and various useful editions and companions. He also happens to be editor-in-chief of Literature Compass. Then we'll have Christine Ruotolo, who's digital services manager and technology support in the humanities and social sciences at the University of Virginia Library. She's got an English lit background, and she's published and presented on a variety of e-text issues. She's also indispensable for faculty and students at UVA. Third will be Kathryn Lowerre. Lowry. Assistant Professor of Musicology, College of Music at Michigan State University, the author of Rival Crews, Music and Musicians in the London Theatres at the turn of the 18th century, and Stages Adorned with Every Grace, Music, Dance, and Drama in London circa 1675 to 1725. Those we'll look for in the near future. We have Gail with a graduate student at the University of Virginia in 18th century studies with a BA from Cambridge and an MA from Yale. We have David Radcliffe, professor of English at Virginia Polytechnic University Institute, author of Edmund Spenser, A Reception History, 1996, Forms of Reflection, Genre and Culture in Meditational Writing, and many articles on poetry from the Renaissance to the Romantics. And David Golumbia, Assistant Professor of Media Studies, English, and Linguistics at the University of Virginia, author of The Cultural Logic of Computation, The Authority of the Digital in Preparation, and multiple articles on computers and cultural studies. He also has an interest in Defoe. And I'm Cynthia Wall, 18th century scholar and teacher, and as I mentioned, retiring editor at Literature Compass. So I'll hand this over to the colleagues. If you forget your order, I'll remind you.